This video is being made in the end of our spring semester of 2026 on how to set up your drawings and your sheets for printing for our final project of the semester. Um, there was a lot of this was demoed in class, but this is to help a couple folks behind the scenes. Note that if you have me in future years, that there might be additional things required. We had a semester with a lot of snow days, so one of the sheet sets has been cut out of the project for 2026. So just bear that in mind if you're watching this in future semesters. The way we're going to start is we're going to be here on level 10. So I have it open in front of me. There's going to be a lot of things turned on, and then we're going to kind of turn some things off and on and such. If you do not see this border right here, what you're going to do is go down to the little eyeglasses, and to the left of that is your crop region. So you're going to click on it so the little light bulb comes up and you'll see this border. We're going to play with this in the two different plans we're going to make, furniture and floor plan, and actually also the reflected ceiling plan. But right now we're in level 10. If you've been following along and on track, you should have all your room tags in here. There is a kind of behind the scenes trick to kind of copy and paste them if you haven't done that, but ideally you'll have all of your room tags on here. So it's a bit easier and faster and less work to set up your drawings. So we're going to check a couple things first. So first you want to make sure you're on an 1/8 inch scale. Then we're going to put in a north arrow and a bar scale. Mine are already preloaded, but I'll remind people of where to go for that. So you're going to go up to annotate way up here. It's about halfway through in your toolbar. You're going to go to symbol. If you don't have it loaded already, you're going to go to load family. So mine are kind of going to come down here in this pop-up menu here. But if you need to load them, you're going to go to load family, click on that. And then you're going to go to your annotation folder. So if you're not here at the root US one, make sure that you've scrolled back up to the US one, and then it's that first one, annotations. The two things that we'll need are right here. They're not in any subfolders. So what you're going to need is a graphic scale. So there's two ways we can do it. I'll put both in so you can see, but there's the GA graphic scale, looks like that. Then there's also the graphic scale for 1/8 of an inch. Then you'll also need to add in the north arrow, and we have 3 options for that. Again, whichever one is your preference, they're all correct. So mine are already loaded, so I'm just going to hit cancel. So the first one we'll do is let's do the north arrow first. Here's the one I picked. I'm going to put it kind of over here to the left. Now, when you go to do your floor plan, you're going to need to leave some room for dimensions, so you might have to move this around later. I'm next going to do the graphic scale. I'm going to show you both of them here. So to do this again, we're still on annotate. We go over to symbol. Now we have the drop down menu over here. Here's the 1/8 of an inch scale one. So some people are putting it just like right there. Then I'm going to show you the other one because there's a slight difference in how you have to force it to be an 1/8 of an inch. So if you hit symbol, and then you go over here, and if you like this graphic GA graphic scale, you click on that. I'm going to put it just to the left. Well, we'll put it to the right to be consistent. Now, this one, what happens is it comes in at a 1/2 of an inch. We want it at an 1/8 of an inch. So like if you double or like a 1/2 of an inch or half it, actually you're at a 1/4 of an inch. If you half the 1/4 of an inch again, you're at an 1/8 of an inch. So we sat there trying to figure out the math in class, and it's 96 is the scale that you want to put it at. And then now we have it an 1/8 of an inch. So whichever one is your preference. I just like this one, but both are fine. So whichever one you want. You don't need 2 of them. You're just supposed to have 1. So put that there. Then there's a few things we're going to clean up. So if you zoom in here, these are the room separators to make my room tags. So I'm going to click on one, right click, and say hide in view category. This is a newish model that I've been updating. So the next thing we need to hide is the flooring. I only have like a sample flooring in here. There's a couple ways to try to get it. You can kind of hover around. Some people have carved up their flooring in really neat shape, so sometimes you can get it that way. In my case, I'm going to kind of go into a view here. So this is kind of one of the roundabout ways to do it. View camera, go from here to here. Try to get where you're looking like out a window, because then you can get the edge or perimeter of your flooring here, and see how I can kind of hover, and now I've got the floor. So I'm going to go back to level 10. It's still lit up. I'm going to right click and say hide in view category, and now all of your flooring patterns should be hidden, because for this project, we are not doing a floor finish plan. We did it for project one, but for this one, we're just doing our construction stuff. The other thing to note is just look around for any oddball stuff. So this is like a light fixture I was helping another student with. So I'm gonna just hide this one also because we don't want this showing up in the plan. So we're gonna say hide in view category, or actually for this one, element, just because I think whoever built this, they might have made it as a furniture. So eventually we're gonna say hide in view element. I want you to also hide any of your plants, any like little area carpet rugs. A couple people had furniture and office sets that came in with a little area carpet. Hide that. Again, depending on how they've coded this, your plant may have been coded as furniture. So then you're going to have to go around and hide it by element, meaning an individual element. Actually, here's a good example of these guys. This is a couple Enscape things. So I'm going to right click, hide in view category. I think it will get rid of all the Enscape stuff here and also here. So if you've already started putting in some Enscape elements, hide those also. So now it's basically as clean as we want it to be to start making some copies. I'm gonna, while I'm here, kind of pull this crop box in a bit more because we're gonna eventually need to have them all kind of edited. So I'll take the time to just sort of crop it in a bit more here. Note that when we go to put it on our sheet, the top and the bottom are pretty tight. Left and right, you have more space. So I'm gonna go like this, pull it in here, then pull it back over to the right. I'm going to tighten up the bottom too, but we'll pause that so you have to wait for the things to save. Okay, so now this one, I'm going to leave this border on so we can see it, but now we're going to copy this twice to make our floor plan and our furniture plan. So for level 10, we're on it now. We're going to right click and we're going to pick duplicate view, duplicate with detailing, the one in the middle. A couple folks tried the as dependent. That creates a bit more headaches as when things are edited. And so that's not what we want right now. We want duplicate with detailing. And then it's going to come up just over here as like a new drawing. Now, so it's level 10 copy. So you're going to rename it and you're going to make this first one all caps floor plan. All right, so we'll kind of click off of that for a minute. I'm on it here. So for the floor plan, we want to now turn off all the furniture. So you're gonna, there might be a couple categories. So they might be under furniture, they might be furniture systems. Basically, you want everything turned off except any of the cabinetry in your kitchen or any cabinetry that might have sinks. So for your mother's room, you might have a kitchen cabinet with a sink. That's correct to have on this plan because the plumbers and the folks who are coming in on like the first wave need to know where these things are. So first I suggest is click on a chair, right click, say hide in view category. And on mine, you're going to see a pretty good amount of stuff disappear. And then you're going to, well, actually pretty much all of it. So if you have other things still floating around like tables and chairs, they just might be categorized and they're kind of own separate subcategories. So you're going to hide that too. But this is what it should look like, pretty blank, because this is now the plan that you're going to put your dimensions on. So for my students for this semester, we did all this work on Monday. Their first round of draft dimensions are due Thursday. So we expect at least like half of the building done. So I can give you some feedback and then you're able to finish them up on your own over the weekend. But you need to dimension obviously all the outside rooms and areas. The other thing to make sure of is we need all these clearances here. You also should be dimensioning the length of these walls. So like the clearance, the length of the wall, the clearance, where this wall is connected, or I mean, how far away it is from an exterior wall or another solid wall. There's a couple quirky stuff on here too, so just kind of go in and look and see what that is. You might need to hide it. But again, you're going to start, usually I tell folks to start in the top left corner, kind of clockwise work your way around, but be really methodical. Again, more dimensions are better than less. You do not, however, have to dimension anything in this core part of the building because this already exists. You're not changing it as the tenant, so all of this stays just as is. You're not dimensioning anything. You have added some doors and things like that, so I would add, obviously the corridor with here, but you might actually be adding in some notation about the door too. We'll talk about that more in class. All right, but this is kind of the guts now for your floor plan. No, I'm going to tighten this up and even more. When we see it on the plan, you're going to see it's going to get pretty tight. you might want to move, we kind of discovered this in class, you might want to move this set up over to here to the right, and then we'll kind of watch where it's cutting off, just because once we got it on the sheets, we were able to see how much kind of space we have left. So for now, for this stage of the project, leave this crop box on until you're done with your dimensions. Then you're going to turn it off. I'll show you how to do that next in the furniture plan though. So we'll set that up together too. All right, so now you're going to go back to level 10. You're going to right click. You're going to say duplicate view, duplicate with detailing. And then it should already have the north arrow and the bar scale. And in this case, I might just leave it there because this one, so here we have the crop box on. We're going to crop this as tight as we can here. We're going to crop it to the right and the left really tight too, because this plan is now all done. If you do have plants, I want you to turn the plants off and the rugs because they are not part of our furniture plan. They're more of a decorating aspect that you'll bring in kind of after all the furniture companies have been in and unloading their stuff. But so this is the plan really for the map for not only the client to see where things are going, but later down the line as furniture gets delivered, so folks know where to put it for you. All right, so this one now I'm going to turn off the crop box and we'll just sort of later on see how it fits on the sheet, but we can come back and turn it on and off. But that's all you do is just click the little button to the left of the eyeglasses. And now this is kind of all clean, ready to go. All right, so before you leave this one, make sure you also rename level 10 copy. So that's going to be right click. You're going to hit rename. You're going to put it all in caps. So it's furniture plan. All right, now we're going to move on to our reflected ceiling plan. So I kind of have a couple down here. So let me just get rid of this one that we did in class together. All right, so for this one, I'm just going to close these guys up now just so they're out of the way. You're going to open up, you're going to right click on level 10 and say duplicate view, duplicate with detailing. And then we're going to get a duplication of your reflected ceiling plan. Before we leave that one, right click and rename it RCP. So I'm going to click rename and then RCP in all caps. What we were trying to do in class is some people have renamed this, tried to rename it RCP, but then what happens is it renames your level 10 up here because they're linked. So you like Revit has a reason for having these things labeled as they are. So you're supposed to be making a copy of this. So here's our reflected ceiling plan here. So if you have a lot of stuff floating around in the outskirts here, you might want to delete that. Or you might want to make sure, like I said, when we crop it, it's over here, but just keep an eye on if you have a lot of stuff. I'm going to leave mine there for now. All right, you're going to go to the left of the eyeglasses again, turn on the crop box, just so we can kind of see the border we're dealing with. Mine's going to be pretty big because it's trying to be helpful and be like, hey, don't forget this stuff over here. So I do want to pull this in a lot tighter. One thing to note is where these little elevation markers are, they were sometimes giving us some problems in class. They sometimes override other settings because Revit sees them as something that's very important because it sets up all the exterior elevation views. So what we were finding is if we move them in close, like so about here, and then we cropped it, they weren't giving us as much trouble. So they're not showing up on our plan because we shouldn't be seeing these symbols on our plan, but we want to kind of bring them in a little bit tighter. And then you're going to bring your crop box in just a little bit before that symbol, basically to cut it out for us. So you're going to get all four edges. This one we're going to bring in really tight. We are not expecting you to dimension this plan this semester. Some semesters we will have you do that. Again, we're running kind of tight on time on studio time this semester. So there's a couple things we're kind of letting you get away with. You will be doing this and be doing a lot more dimensioning in your lighting class in the fall semester. So that will still be something that you'll be like learning and going over with Anthony. All right, so now it's pulled in tight. And then before we leave this drawing, we need to put in the north arrow and scale here too. So I think I have enough space to kind of park them here. So I'm going to go to annotate, then to symbol. And then I'm going to put my north arrow in first. So it's right here. And I'm going to stick it here. So I might need to pull it over to the right a little bit more, but we'll check that in a minute. Then I want my graphic scale. So I just kind of visually like this one a little better. Yep. So I'm going to make that crop box bigger. So first we're going to make the crop box a little bigger for it. And then we're going to update the sizing of that. So it reflects that it's 1/8 of an inch. So we're going to click on it, and instead of 24, this is now 96. We're going to apply, and then we're at 1/8 of an inch. Now we also want to turn this crop box off. So then we go to the left of the eyeglasses, click the off symbol. Now it's all clean and ready to go. All right, so those are the 3 drawings we need set up for basically this semester, 2026. In future semesters, you might also have detailed plans of like enlarged floor plans. And again, I'll make updated videos. We also have some old videos that can walk you through that. But for this year's class, these are the 3 that we are printing. So I'm going to pause this video, stop it, make a new one, and the new one's going to be how we put it all on sheets.